organizers of the conference, invited delegates, my fellow delegates too. I heard a few of them are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to be present in this conference to put some findings of ours in the continent of Africa with my experience and the experience of our various institutions and the leaders in Africa, so that we can achieve something. But before I go for it, I would like to just clarify how we are organized on that continent to reach to the grassroots of each family, and then it can be meaningful that we talk and we gather the thing and put it to the institutions concerned. Just talking in the conference and having the resolutions and just keeping it there and there is not enough, because I have been attending several meetings. I have attended Pravasi Bharati meetings here in Delhi before, so Vibrant Gujarat, Gopio, one in Delhi and one in South Africa, Durban. Mauritius, I visited 18 times for the shape of Hindu job only, and to keep the Hindu government in power. I'm visiting them since 1987. Up to now, the Hindu government is still there. What I mean by Hindu government is the majority of it is there. So, whatever I'm going to tell now will be just an experience of those things and what we should do. That is very important. And again, I will be repeating that we need to take action rather than having the conference and talks only or the information on what the injustices are being done, not to Hindus only, even to Indians. Because why I'm saying so, both the things I'm combining together is because in the continent of Africa, the existence of the Indians, 80% of them are Hindus. And wherever there is nothing to concern religion, in the governments of Africa have accepted that whatever the concerns of the Indians are there is accepted through the Hindu Council of that country or of that continent. For that matter, what we have done, we have the institutions in every country where it may be a temple, it may be a community institution. Wherever there may be a club also where the 75% of the members of that clubs are Hindus. They are all the members of the national body of their country. We have Hindu Council of Kenya, we have achieved more, and from Kenya what we achieved, we have tried to spread to other countries and to the continent. Then we have Hindu Council of Malawi, Tanzania, Uganda, Botswana, every country, you name it. For information, in Africa we have 54 countries, smaller or bigger. And out of 54 countries, the recent one, 54th, is South Sudan, which has been created. Out of 54 countries, the permanent residents of those countries are 33 countries where Hindus and Hindus reside. On the temporary basis, many of them, they are going to several other countries. But those people are not very active in this because they are coming for temporary year, 2 years, 3 years. So the permanent residents of those areas are active people in their region. We are discriminated not only by the religions. Together with the religions, we are being discriminated sometimes by the rulers of the country. And there we need the unity more. So from that country's problem, whichever they can't solve it, a family joins their institution, whether it's a temple or club or a community. Then from their community or center, they become the member of the national institution. In Kenya, today we have 165 institution members of the Council of Kenya, for example. Then that body, the national body, joins the Hindu Council of Africa. And the Hindu Council of Africa was first created in 1998, and Mananiya Sri Ashok Singhal and Swami Satyamithrananji were the first inaugurator of that thing. Why we call Swami Satyamithrananji? Because the Hindu Council ideas on the continent was created by him. He fought for about 7 years to bring Shahs, Patel, Luhanas, Brahmin and others to be identified as Hindu first. Then they can remain what they are. We are not arguing about it. But world Hindus should come first. And that is, otherwise the people outside India will not know whether you are Hindu or who. And that's what we are trying to understand. Any project we do now, whichever the community does the project, we are instituting on all the continent. They first put the name of the Hindu project. Donated by so-and-so or created by so-and-so, which is being done, whether in a remote area or anywhere. That is what we are doing there. And then, in the Council of Africa, I have got the privilege of joining the United Nations recognized body called World Conference on Religions for Peace. On that body, I am there for about 12 years now. And I have seen many problems which were not there before. For example, we were marginalized on their plan. Hindu, Jains, Sikh and Buddhist. And we were very little percentage of it. In the first conference, I put a thing saying that we are all together as a Hindus. They are all the part of the Hindus. We have many other parts also. Similarly, in Christianity, they have many sects of the things. They are all Christians. In Muslims, they are not. So you don't separate us. So it was taken as a resolution today in Africa. Hindus means Sanatanis, Jains, Sikh and Buddhists together. And we are working together. I don't know what is prevailing here. So these are the achievements we are doing. And we are talking with we only can talk with the unity because we are a very tiny minority in the continent. For the data, I have got the data of the population of all the countries. And we have all the leaders in country-wise, which I have got the data also. And we are only 0.3% of the population on average of each country. So these are the things which we have to have. Now, having that minority, without unity, we cannot put anything. I'm giving you an example here. I was going for a conference, international conference, where I'm on the executive council. And people from Dubai called me 2-3 days earlier to go there, friends of mine. Their complaint was that in these countries, Arab countries, they are not allowed the temples. Not only that, in Dubai and many countries, even if they do the bhajan kirtans, they were arrested and taken there. So I went there. We had a meeting of about 50 Hindu leaders there, one of the places. They put the problem. I said, fine. My question was a bit irritating to them. I said, have you put this matter to the government of those countries? They said, no. And I asked them, even if you ever put, on what basis you will put? Are you united as Hindus or as Indians? They said, no. I said, then what do you expect? If you are not united, and if you want to achieve something, in any country, for any matter, whether political or religious or anything, if you don't have a united voice, what are you going to achieve? So they said, fine, we'll do that. I said, fine. Now, you want a temple here in Dubai. How many temples do you want? I'm sorry if I'm criticizing the Hinduism a little. But wherever we go, we try to create so many temples which are not even a necessity. Under any ideas or any preacher who may be talking of Krishna, Rama or anybody, and we try to create them as a god, and we create that temple. Is that necessary? I think we need to think on those bases. We are wasting a lot of money on those things rather than having the service-minded like educational institution or health education institution or many other things. Like having the things like social things and things. We are wasting money on that. This is my belief. Please don't feel bad if I'm inserting something.
Very remarkable.
So these are the things we are doing now. We are doing the world. I'm now involved in the world Hindu unity and the one voice of Hindus worldwide. And for which I'm seeking their help. I've already talked to the leaders here. I'm trying to look for a memorandum. Whoever going to talk about it, I'm trying to look for a memorandum. I'll talk to my friend Mukesh Agarwal who is here, Shyam Paraneji, that please prepare. I've sent the agenda and I've come with the agenda. I'm here for 2 days more to get that memorandum and be presented to the world body on our complaints. World Conference on Religions for Peace is meant for if there is any harm done to any religion, and if a complaint comes, they will try to talk to the governments and the or other bodies to rectify if there is a mistake there. And my feeling is, and I've been reading, I have come with some paper cuttings in the newspapers, quite a big file, to be handed over to those people who are preparing the memorandum. What are the results being done? In countries, even they are not Muslim countries. Muslim countries, they are doing, and I think somebody was talking about it just now. There are non-Muslim countries also, they are insulting us. I've got the photographs where Mataji, with 8 hands, had been given the bottles of the wine and things to publicize them. And we are just knowing. There is another one who has been putting Sri Ganesh Murthy on bikini. There are other ones, some of you may be knowing. Some other who are printing the Ram Darbar on their shoes and selling it. I don't know how many of you know, but sitting there, I know what this idea. And those things, if we just know, even if we know, is that enough to know what action we are taking? Hinduism, I feel, is getting smaller by just listening and listening. The insults, whether it's a religious insult or political insult or any other insult, we are just listening and looking at it. When are we going to react? That's my question. And if we cannot react, how are we going to protect our religion and our country or whatever the thing is? And I believe another thing. Sorry, I am not a preacher of the religion. But why Sudarshan Chakra and some arms are given in the hands of our God? I feel there is a meaning that when there is our religion is in a problem, we must also use them. That's what my feeling is. I may be too further from that. So these are the things we have to understand. Now going to the human rights what we have been denied in Africa. We are going to the religious side first thing. There are forced for marriages being taken place in Africa. By which religion you can imagine that. And a lot of our girls are lured towards that first, maybe with the age thing, with the money and many other things. When they are done, they have been taken for marriage, and I know that they are just taken as a marriage for just 3 months, 6 months or 12 months, and then they are with talaq, they are separated. Many cases comes to those national babies, and we are trying to protect those girls, give them the right thing. Even if need be, we keep within our facilities, housing, kitchen, we have, most of the councils have their own property, we keep them there. Try to understand. And there are cases even, we were being arrested for human rights thing, that if a Muslim marries to a Hindu, what wrong they have done. But their intention had been to convert. And then we could fight it. Now cases are getting lower, but there are so many cases there. But there are other deliberate harm to our children and other things are happening because of the minority. And some governments in Africa also, being the Muslim governments, they support them and they don't listen to us. So similar actions even comes from the police. They don't take any time. There are the political instances also in doing the businesses and doing the industries. When you find the Indian there, our colors obviously separate from theirs. So they don't give us the license, or they restrict the license for dealing with certain things only. They also give restrict the licenses for certain areas where you cannot do the businesses. They also do not try to take the note of the complaints from our people in time. By the way, I've done with the blessing of the President of Kenya at that time, Daniel Arap Moi, I've done the security of my country for 10 years, voluntarily and underground things and so on. So with those things, with the involvement with the government things and the social things, we can achieve quite a lot. Because our people want everything, but they don't want to give time to get involved with the national forums, which we are also telling them to get involved with whatever you know about it. Get together with the Africans, don't insult them, don't abuse them, don't use bad language with them. Respect them, then they will respect. To get the respect, we have to respect them. That is also we are preaching. And that has really done after creation of in the Council of Kenya and in the Council of Africa, we are achieving slowly and steadily for those things. So we have to also educate our people. You can't just say, our educated we found. The Indian people always feel that we are always right. No, I don't think so. We must have something and we have to post-mortem ourselves. And then do the right thing as a human being, what needed to be done with the other human being there. Then we can achieve the respect. This is our critique. So, with those things, the things are improving. The very important things I am now going to say. The constitution in Kenya has changed last year. Where previous constitution had the major religion of our country, at that time was Christianity and Islam. Today, the new constitution, with these efforts, and I hope many other countries will also put in Africa the same way, the present constitution says that we have three major religions of our country. Christianity, we have been the majority, second one Islam, and third is Hindus. We are proud, really proud of it, that we have been able to grow, but not by the words or giving the lectures or things, by involving with them, by doing something for the indigenous people, the poorest of the poor in that country. By the way, I am also the trustee of the mentally disabled institution of that country, and we are doing many things for them. So these are the things which I have done. Now finally I just wanted to say that whatever I am saying, we have to take the action. And without action, we will not be able to achieve anything. And action should be not in a fighting manner. It should be on a suggestions and rightly put to the authority concerned. The things which is going to be done there. So, without action, we are not being able to reach them. The achievement, what we have done with those things, that unity of Hindus and Indians in Africa, recognition of Hindus in African government, and recognition with the local population of the individual country of our region. There are so many countries, as I said. The temples in Gulf countries, which was not allowed before. The world unity of Hindus, we are trying to get it done. And recently, we are also, as a Hindus, involved in the global environmental project. Under the name which we are using is Booming Project. And University of Oxford is the center for the international center. And by the way, also that university is also canvassing for Hinduism existence, because all the universities we are trying in UK to have the chapter of Hinduism being taught to the students whoever wants to teach. In Africa, we have created the Hindu religious books, starting from nursery right up to the secondary school. And we are sponsoring the teachers to teach the Hinduism in the schools, because Christianity and Islam was being taught, and our children were learning to this because it has a lever of the exam marks. So why not Hindus should learn? Why our children should learn other religions? We have created the books, and since last about 25 years, those books are being taught in every country. And we are giving extra remuneration to the teachers, whoever are teaching Hindu religion. Is it not important? So these are the things I wish we all should do. And we should guide our people selflessly to the betterment of our community as a Hindu. And that is the thing which we can achieve. With these few remarks, very first time on this continent, just 2 years back, we have written a book called Hindus in Africa. I have sent almost about 40 copies to Delhi. It has been distributed. But I have got one copy to present to the organizers here. Whatever I say, plus any other things, can be taken from that, or if you want more copies, we are not charging anything, I can give you that. So with these things, you can learn more about African things. And whatever I said about African, I think it's existing all over the world, whether it's India, it's existing. We are talking too much there. There may be subject here different from what I have taught, but we have to tackle every subject as a Hindu, as an Indian, and we have to tackle those things and then get the result. Not just talk and learn and attend the conferences, which is not real thing we can achieve. With all these few remarks, thank you very much and Jai Hind.